What's up, folks? Cheers. Happy freaking New Year.
Happy New Year's. 2026 is going to be a fantastic year for each and every one of you, including Rusty.
And me too?
Yes, you're even going to have a good year, Rusty. I
hope so.
Yes, you will. So how was everybody's New Year's Eve? I see everybody, the normal faces are in here. Everybody's safe. Everybody's good. Awesome, because I didn't want to hear any bad news today. So I hope everybody had a good New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, relaxed, and enjoyed some time with their family. Rusty, what'd you do?
I slept. Well, today I worked, but last night I went to bed at 8 o'clock. I was like, nope, I got to get up and work, and then I ended up getting up at it was like 12:30. And I stayed up for about an hour and then went back to bed. And then I worked today, and I got home. Judy and I worked out in the new shed, the new workshop. It is officially a man cave / bitch barn / wood shop. So there's that.
Man cave, bitch cave /
no, bitch barn, bitch barn.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
/ wood shop.
Judy does most of the work anyway, so I think it should be more bitch barn.
Yeah, she does. I know she does. Look, we were just out there, and she was doing some measuring, and we're trying to put panels up on the wall and cut out for the electrical sockets in the window, and that was all her.
Well, yeah. So with that being said, let's say hi to everybody, because we do have a guest tonight.
We do.
Yes, we do. We stuck him backstage. The poor guy, he's been back there for 5 minutes going, did they forget about me?
But, all right, let's see. We got Raja, hardest working man on YouTube right there. What's up, Raja? Bear and the Boss Lady, Michael S. June, Miss June, House of Crafts. Ryan Stone, Suzanne. Michael S. Yeah, Billy Shoemate, Kevin Durica, that guy. Ray and Sandy, what's up, Ray? Let's see. I think I seen Johnny in there. Mike is making stuff, that guy. Electric Whittler, what's up, buddy? Johnny, there he is. Johnny's Lathe Craft, which I am going to be very soon watching a whole bunch more lathe stuff after I get mine set up. Let's see. Who else? Am I missing somebody? There was other people. I think I seen Jeff Dowdy in there at some point. Amy Joe, the marvelous, the wonderful, the beautiful Amy Joe. I'm looking.
Is Mark D. Mark in there? I think I seen Mark D. Mark or Mark D. Make.
Mark. Yep, there he is. Mark D. Maker.
Yes, the chat is very far away from me because I have a different window pulled up on my
JRH. Laptop. There's JRH who's jumped in there. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, that's
Resonating Art, Miss Amy.
Awesome.
She's awesome. Let's see. It's going by so fast here. I'm missing some.
That's awesome. All right. Well, hey, look, if we missed you, we're sorry. We know you're there. We appreciate you and thank you for being there. But I can't leave the guest back there.
No, we gotta bring him out. This is Boring Guy DIY, and he is definitely some DIY and some stuff for sure. Here we go. Boom, there he is. Steven, what's up, buddy?
Hey guys, can you guys hear me okay? I had to swap over here on some of my devices.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're crystal clear. Yes.
I've been having problems with my Wi-Fi, so we're good now. Awesome. But
all right.
Thank you so much for having me on. I'm Boring Guy DIY, real name Steven. So again, thank you for having me on, and I'm ready for some questions and just to have some fun with the community, have some conversation. Yeah. I really watching these lives, so it's really cool to be on here.
So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to give a little bit of background that I know about your channel, and talk about that, and then we'll let you interpret your channel after that. But I've got some notes written down. I take notes. I actually do. I get prepared for these. So,
Awesome.
some of the stuff, and Rusty, you might want to start watching his channel.
I did. I watched a bunch of stuff. I hadn't heard of him. You know, full disclosure here. I hadn't heard of him till you said it, and then I went and watched him. Look, he's a guy after my own heart. That's why I named mine Professor Rusty's Workshop, not Wood Shop, because I want to do the stuff that he's doing. You know, I want to do other stuff besides just woodworking. You know, like I seen one he was doing drain and fill on his transmissions. You know, I am all about car maintenance. Let me tell you. Just he was doing
candy video on.
Yeah, we did a candy video. I mean, you know, there's just all kinds of stuff. But anyway, please go ahead, Deland. Sorry.
All right. So his channel for me specializes in tool reviews, tips, tricks, and lighthearted jokes, which is a man after my own heart.
Yes.
I love humor, and I love when you put humor. I can't. I try to put humor into my videos, and I mean, unless I fart, it's not funny. So, you know, it happens. But he gives
Wait. Unless you do what? Yeah,
yes, unless I do that. He gives practical advice, and it's aimed at people who like to fix, build, or improve things around the house or workshop. So that is basically, you know, what Rusty's doing right now. So I think, you know, that's cool. Some of his videos include removing rust from a table saw.
Yeah, that's right.
And Rusty mentioned another one about the transmission. And he's got a whole plethora of information on his channel. Once I switch screens back on my laptop, I will post his link if everybody wants to go to his channel and sub. If you have not subbed, definitely do so. So, Stephen, would you like to give everybody your rundown of your channel, since I just did kind of a quick synopsis of it?
Oh man, you did all the homework for me. That was really good. No, that was right on. So that's exactly what my channel is geared towards. And, you know, taking a step back, you know, I know this isn't going to be for the money. I know this isn't going to be for the fame. Well, I'm on your channel now, so hey, maybe it will be a little bit, but
yeah, maybe your reputation won't be ruined. Okay, go ahead.
But what I really wanted to do this for is, you know, first of all, it's fun for me. You know, for some reason, when I get behind the camera, it's more natural for me than I thought it would be. Right. So, you know, the first couple of videos are rough and it was a little difficult, but, you know, after I got over the, you know, in the first video, I got a little bit better. And really the whole point of this for me is it's a living library. Right. And you'll notice a lot of my videos, they're very rough. I don't go crazy into the editing. It's very matter of fact, you know, a lot of shorts, a lot of quick things, but they're really just to try to share any knowledge that I have or that I've built over the years. And for my kids, you know, I have a 7 and a 10-year-old, and, you know, hopefully they'll get into this stuff with me. You know, that'd be great. But if they don't, you know, they'll have this library when I'm long gone, or they're my grandkids if I have them, and they'll be able to go back and say, hey, you know, I need to do a drain and fill on my transmission. Or, you know, like you guys were saying, I have a lot of rust on this cast iron I want to remove. And maybe my dad will have a video. Let's go look at his old YouTube library, right?
Yeah.
So that's the main reason. And everything else is cake that comes after that. You know, if I happen to become more popular and have a lot of fun with it, that's great. If not, I don't care, because I'm just filming the everyday things that I'm going to do anyways. Now, my emphasis is probably focused a little bit more on woodworking. That's the thing I really love. You know, I love woodworking. It's my release. It's what I love to do when I'm not at work or doing stuff with the kids. Or really anything else, right? But I also pepper in my everyday activities. You know, I have a duck I take care of, so I have a couple duck videos. You know, just anything around the house, anything that's got to be fixed, I give it a shot, and I try to share it with you guys if I can. But great synopsis. That was right on point.
Awesome, thank you. So, you hit on something when you were just speaking, and Wes Does It was on last week or 2 weeks ago. And it seems to be, we know that we're not going to get rich off of YouTube. We know that, you know, it's fun. We enjoy doing the videos, But he and I and Rusty and I feel like a lot of people in chat or different channels, we're all kind of doing it for the same reason. He wanted a video to where when, you know, his kids grew up, if they wanted to learn how to do something, myself, you know, my grandkids or my kids, you know, when they grow up, if I'm not around, they can go back to the video library and see how to do stuff. So that's cool. That seems like that's a very common reason why people are doing the videos, and I appreciate that. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Rusty.
It's kind of odd. We've touched on this before, but when you think about it, the time that we're in, that we're able to, that this is actually a thing, or is actually a thing that our family in the future is going to be able to go back and see the stuff that we've done. And it's kind of amazing, really. You know, now whether or not in 100 years, if we're even still here, who knows, but, it's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
No, I agree with Rusty. I think it's just great. And you know what, too, another reason why, maybe a secondary reason for me, is that I would say 99% of the stuff I know how to do now is probably because of other creators, other YouTubers, you know, other people that I've watched. And I figure, you know, there might be something, you know, a lot of my videos, there's probably plenty of YouTube videos on that subject, right? I know that, but you know, there might be one that I make one day that is unique, that may actually help somebody in a situation that, you know, like that I've gone through. You know, I used to have a lot of antique or vintage tools. I sold them all just because I was getting frustrated with fixing them all the time, but story for another time. But there was a lot of videos where I would search for these videos, vintagemachinery.com, all these things. And people had these great resources that they pulled together through hundreds of years of knowledge between all of them, right? And that's how I was able to fix stuff, right? There's a 0% chance I could have done it otherwise. So again, if even one of my videos helps one person, right? That's good.
Yep.
I did the job I set out to do. So
awesome. So I'm gonna throw a question out there. And first, I would like to say hello to Daniel from Bearded Viking Woodworks for being here. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you being here. And but I'm gonna throw out a question because you're in a talkative mood. You are going, so I want to get this. You're good. I like this. I don't have to pull much out of you. So awesome.
Yeah.
This may have tied into what you said already, but what kind of work or hobbies influence the way you approach your projects today? Whether it be a fix-it, a woodworking project, repairing the car, you know, is there something that you mentally think about? Okay, this needs to be done, so I'm going to approach this task this way, and I'm going to make sure I do it in a way to where I can explain it to people. You know, what gets you going in that?
So honestly, I'll be completely honest. Most of my videos that I make, I do not plan ahead of time, and that's I tend to operate very freestyle. There's very few projects that I at least write down, plan out. I'm the type of guy that likes to just get in there and then figure it out once I'm there. And then, you know, I'm the type of guy, I got tools everywhere. I pull up my phone. I'm on YouTube trying to look up what I'm doing. Now, to an extent, again, depending on how complicated the project is, you know, there was a project I made for my daughter. It was a fairly complicated jewelry box, right? I did some research. I made some plans. But for almost anything else you'll see on my channel, I completely freestyle it as I go. I very rarely draw. I just kind of go through it. And I think that helps me because I have to work through it in that moment, right? I have to work through it. So I figure if somebody's watching my videos, they're going through that same thought process at the same time. They're working through it. So I then try to, you know, take that and immediately turn it around and make it into something educational that can help somebody. It keeps it fresh in my mind because my brain, I have this ability to remember really odd and obscure, useless facts.
Me too. Me too.
When it comes to useful things, they go right here and they go right out. Ask my wife. She'll tell me something that goes right to the So,
yeah. And so my wife said, well, you never listened to me. And she said some other shit, but I wasn't paying attention.
So, and with that being said, I can remember directions by landmarks, but I will get lost any other way. So if you tell me, and really quick story, I went to Tennessee one time, and we got lost, asked for directions, and they said, go down a half mile to the red barn, turn right. You're going to see a big round rock on the corner of the road. You're going to make a left at the next street. I can remember that. I can remember numbers and addresses and stuff like that. But anything important? No. I'm kind of like you. I've got to work through things and, get my hands and my mind and my eyes on it and work through that way. So I completely understand what you're saying.
And that's typically, and the way I look at it too, right now, this, woodworking, all the stuff I do aside from maintenance, which of course I have to do because I just don't have the money to pay someone. But, any of my hobby related things, woodworking and stuff like that, I think hyper planning takes the fun away from me. It takes away that kind of the little bit of magic I get when I'm in here and, oh, awesome idea pops in my brain in that moment. Right. And that to me is what makes this hobby or this profession, whatever you want to call it, really fun for me. And you'll notice some of my videos, I try to keep in as much as I can, all the mistakes, right? And I can't tell you how many times I've made, 10 mistakes in one little project. You wouldn't even think you could fit that many mistakes in that project, right? Of course, only I see them, right? You guys probably looking in, you wouldn't even notice. But I can't tell you how many times I've made a mistake and I've turned that into something better. I found something and I'm like, geez, you know what? Wait, this is a good opportunity. I can fix it, but I can add something that I didn't think of. Right. And that to me is what makes it fun, is that kind of that creative process where you're just in the moment, you're doing it, and you got to take the risk. I even work with a lot of exotic woods and I don't have a ton of money. Right. So it stinks when I ruin it. Right. But to me, it's fun not taking that risk. You got to just get in there and do it. So that's my,
so wait, I found out something. Look, I'm new to this woodworking stuff. I had no idea. So apparently it's not called mahogany. It's called sapele, right? Have y'all heard that?
There is several. So at least from my standpoint, again, I kind of nerd out on this stuff sometimes. So stop me if I go too far here, because my wife will probably say the same thing to you, like about this, but mahogany is a species. There's probably like 30 or 40 species in the mahogany family, right?
Okay.
Mahogany. Sapele is a specific species, and I think it's even thing of other subspecies that look like sapele. And then you have African mahogany. You have Honduran mahogany, which is typically the genuine mahogany that a lot of the antiques are made out of. The Honduran mahogany is like the holy grail, the expensive stuff, the good stuff, right?
Okay.
Where sapele has, if you see a piece of sapele, it almost has ribbons, right? Those glossy, shiny, beautiful kind of like highlights in it. And it's a little bit cheaper than mahogany. And that's why I think a lot of people like it. But I personally think it looks better. So,
see, that's good to know. I had no ideas. I seen somebody mention something about, okay, it's not mahogany, it's sapele mahogany. Well, I don't even, what are you talking about? That's the first I heard of that.
It's amazing. Because a lot of stuff will be marketed as a particular lumber, right? And it could be 30, 40 different species that just all look very similar, right? A perfect example is, and I won't go too on about this, but because I just picked some up. I picked up some lacewood veneers. That's going to be a cool project I'm going to try to figure out. Now, I did a little research and I found that there's a tree in South America, there's a tree in Australia, completely different species, and they look almost identical. So you could buy a piece of lacewood. It could come from Australia, or it can come from South America. And to the untrained eye like me, I'm not that into it, right? I couldn't tell. So it's just amazing how that could even be a thing, right? So
yep.
Right. Yeah. So no, my trained eye, my trained eye is as good as untreated pine or treated pine. Look, I can nail that every time. I'm right there. I got it. I got that.
Is there a knot? Is there a knot, or is there not a knot? Not a knot. Yes. So you said something earlier that I wanted to jump on that I thought was interesting, and about your mistakes. What I have found, and I know talking to other people on the lives and just in general, the feedback that I have received from viewers leaving my mistakes in the video and then showing how I overcame those mistakes people appreciate that more because no build is perfect. Everybody runs into issues. And sometimes that little bit of, okay, this is what I did to screw up. This is what I did to fix it. Those are truly the learning moments or the teaching moments that you could show somebody in a video that they may not know. And that the reason I bring that up is because you said, you leave your mistakes in, and that's awesome.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. And that's what I think the difference between almost anybody, I won't say almost anybody, but anybody that can use tools, right? They could follow a plan, and if nothing goes wrong, they most likely could execute it, right? There's not too much to that. I mean, you're cutting wood, you put it together. Right. But like I said, it's those mistakes. It's that working through those mistakes. And not only does it show people how to do it, right? But to me, it shows a craftsman. That right there is the mark of a craftsman that can make a mistake into something actually better or look really good, right? And that's why I love it. I love, like, again, when you include it in your videos, when I see it in other people's videos, and a lot of times, it's kind of, you might have a new idea from it. Not only did you fix the mistake, but you figured out something for the next project and then the next project. So it's kind of like when for lack of a better term here, when NASA makes something, right? Back in the day, they did all their engineering. We didn't realize the implications of that until 30 years later. And we have all this cool technology that came from such a small thing, right? I know it's a terrible analogy, but that's kind of what I'm thinking,
No, you're fine. So Rusty, do you have a question that you want to throw out to him, or do you want me to pull out another question?
I do. So I've got some very important questions that, it's going to make or break you right here. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready.
So Rusty, before you start, I just want to say these questions are going to determine whether you get ones of 1 subscribers from us or 0 to 1 subscribers. So
right.
Think these answers through.
Right. All right. Here we go. So this or that, milkshake or ice cream?
Oh, milkshake every time.
I hear you. French fries or onion rings?
Oh, definitely onion rings, unless they're waffle fries.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hot dog or hamburger?
Oh man, I'm gonna say hamburger.
Oh, all right. Batman or Superman?
I'm definitely more of a Superman guy.
Okay. All right. I mean, you're walking the line there. Let's see, Marvel or DC?
Oh, definitely Marvel. I'm a Marvel guy.
Yes.
Okay. Camping or glamping?
Is there something in between? I'm gonna go with camping. I have to, right?
Let's see. Start early or finish late?
Oh, start early.
Yes.
I hear you. Yes. Yeah. Win the lottery or have your dream job?
Oh man. Honestly, I'm gonna say have my dream job. You got to enjoy it, right? You can have the lottery
I agree.
In the world and not have a good life too. So
all right. Flying cars or spaceships?
I'm a space guy. I gotta go with the spaceships.
Yeah, me too. Long walk or long drive?
Definitely a long. I love my wife and
I. What? Oh, come on. Long drive all day. Let's see. Passenger or driver?
Oh, definitely driver. I feel so. I'm in the passenger seat.
All right. This one, the wife's listening. Dishes or laundry?
Oh, definitely dishes. And my wife's probably laughing right now because I usually do neither.
I freaking hate dishes. You can throw the laundry in there. No, I don't know what this one's crazy. No belly button or 4 belly buttons?
I'm gonna go with no.
Yeah, me too. I don't know where that came from. Legos or Connects?
Oh, Legos all the way.
Yeah, definitely. Connects, I don't know. It just never really came through. Make lunch or get lunch out?
I'm definitely a get lunch out guy. My wife and I always fight over that. She'd rather eat in. I'm a guy that's like, let's get something.
Right. Yeah.
See, and that's always a funny question to ask. And I'm sorry to interrupt, Rusty, because
Okay.
A few weeks ago we had Ryan, and this was funny. I caught it. I don't know if Ryan caught it or not. Rusty asked Ryan that question, and Ryan from 77 Rockets. He kind of got quiet for a second, and I know that quiet. And then he was definitely like, "Oh yeah, pack my lunch." And I was like, "Oh, I know what you're saying." His wife is near, so yeah, it just reminded me of that. It was funny.
That's funny.
So do you people watch?
I don't. I'm the type of person, I would just, if I had my way, I wouldn't like leave my property. I would just have a huge farm and just be by myself.
Okay.
Even though I'm somewhat outgoing, but I would prefer that style.
Wes, wait a second. Wes says they only ask me sex questions.
Hey, for Wes, by the way.
What? I don't even remember that.
Oh, hold on a second, Steven. Put those back up.
Yeah, I brought these for Wes. I gotta send the threat of the mallet war. I didn't forget
Awesome.
Wes.
Yes, I watched those. Yep. All right. What law have you broken the most in your life? And the CIA is not watching.
Honestly, I'm boring guy DIY for a reason. I'm a straight shooter, to be honest. I was a boring kid. I'm a boring guy now, and that's why my name is Boring Guy DIY. I'm a work and home guy. That's it.
Okay.
All right. So we may have started something here tonight. Put your mallets back up real quick, if you don't mind, because Wes typed into chat and said mallet war. So I think that means that there's a call out now, and you guys are going to go at it, kind of like East versus West. All right. So
I have some ideas. It's just been a little bit cold. I can't really work with glue in here, but don't worry. When it gets warmer, Wes, it's going down.
Oh, okay.
All right. You guys heard that here first. The challenge was dropped on this show and accepted on this show. So let's see. Well, let's get them. All right, Rusty. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm just trying to keep up with chat and get chat.
I know it's freaking flying. Those guys over there. What is the strangest?
He can't handle the heat.
He can't handle the heat. What is the strangest way you met one of your friends? Assuming you have any.
Yeah, that's actually a great question. I feel like I don't have more, just because I'm boring, right? Honestly, not too many. I've had a close set of friends that I think were just school related. My dad, his dad, they were friends. We got together and just kind of by association became best friends. I'd be over there. My dad was over there having a couple of beers, but I've always kept a really small friend group. A couple of people I can count on my hand. And again, I'm a shy kid, right? So I kind of just tend to keep to myself, do my own thing, and be boring,
Okay. So all right, what?
I just want to point out. Hold on, Rusty, because this is going quick. Steven, you might be in for it, because if you didn't see the comment, and I think you really need to show the nervousness on your face right now, but the Bearded Viking said that he would be in also on that mallet war. So not only do you have Wes coming at you, but you've got Daniel coming at you.
Deepers, I don't know if I can handle that. I actually just subscribed to him the other day. I came across him, I think on your channel. I don't know. Somebody mentioned him and I love his channel. Awesome stuff. I just been watching him, right? But man, I don't know if I can handle that heat. I'll try. I'll do my best, but it's on. Let's do it.
Okay, so let me throw this at you. So what wood would you say is the best for making a mallet? I mean, is it oak? Is it what, like, I don't know.
Oh, and think about your answers. Think about the people in chat. We did not plan this, but
now I would say maybe not from a strength perspective, but Paducah. Absolutely my favorite. It's similar in density to oak. It's got the same kind of open grain. I love working with it and I love making stuff. So I have a pile behind me and that's definitely going to become some mallets pretty soon. So Paduke, I would say, is my favorite. It's held up pretty well for me, but I know the traditional stuff is usually oaks, stuff like that. That's ash, usually a traditional material. European beech, I think, as well. But Paduke is what I like using.
Okay. So I want to know. So I never hear anybody talk about this. I know it is excellent. It's actually, I believe it is the best for fence posts, and that is black locust. Do you have black locust up there? And would that be hard enough? Because I have access to some black locust.
Now, I heard that it is some pretty hard stuff. The only black locusts I have up here are a little spindly brush, right? They don't get big enough here. They're just annoying, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
So don't up here, but like you said, I've heard the same thing that you heard, is that
it's
tough stuff,
Yeah, that it's really tough. It doesn't get very big up here, but like 3 or 4 inches in diameter. I feel like I could go out there and cut one down and dry it out and use it. I don't know.
I bet you it would make a great handle material, because I think it's got some good hard and like flexible what's that called? Capabilities, whatever. I'm not using the right word, but yeah, it's good to try. I like trying stuff, right? Like I take a bunch of mallets and I'll torture test them and see if they work or not, right? And then I'll keep using that wood. I also use stuff that I just have hanging around, just for fun.
So where do you source your wood? Do you go to like an independent guy, or is there like a store where you get your stuff? Because I see you have all this freaking awesome wood, and I'm like, I don't even know where to get that at.
It's a little bit of both. So I have, it depends on what I'm looking for. So I have local to me, I have a Rockler, and they're a little expensive, and their wood's okay. Like I'll pick up a couple small things there, but up in New Hampshire, it's probably about an hour away from me. It's called Highland Hardwoods. If anybody's in the New Hampshire area, check them out. They have a whole warehouse dedicated to the small guy like us, right? A lot of those yards, they only cater to big clients, right? But they built a separate whole place. And my God, they have 40 to 50 varieties of exotic woods, any kind of domestic woods you can think of. It's like, when I went in there the first time, blows my absolute mind. I couldn't believe what I was looking at, right? It's all organized, a little pricey, little on the pricey end, but anytime you buy a board there, every inch of that board is usable. You don't have knots, you don't have any checks. It's just straight usable wood. So Highland Hardwoods up in, I don't even know New Hampshire, but I'm sure they're the only one. If you're up in this area, check them out. Great stuff.
All right, cool. So I want to say a couple of things real quick. Dave Vogel saying, thank you very much for stopping in and saying hello to Rusty and I. We miss you, buddy. Thank you for being here. And also, Steven, bro, you are now responsible for a mallet challenge, and everybody wants to know what the deadline is, because everybody wants in on this mallet challenge. I don't know if you're looking at chat or not, but yeah,
it's going crazy.
You just stepped into a pile of something, and it's all over your shoes. So you are now the man for the mallet challenge. Congratulations.
This is great. You know what? I have to give that credit to Wes. He started this off, but I'll finish it, right? So I say we keep this on going for the meantime. Let's just all make mallets until we get sick of making them, and let's just do it. Let's keep outdoing each other. I think that's where the creativity and the fun's going to come from.
Yeah.
I don't want to put a deadline.
All right, so
crazy. They can keep going and make it as good as they want. So,
all right. So I want to ask you questions. I want to ask a question real quick. This has been really fun, but kind of want to bring it back in for just a second. You're a DIYer. You're teaching people that are looking to learn how to do things and fix things. What is one tool? And you've reviewed some tools. So what is one tool that you think every DIYer should have, hands down, flat out, one tool?
One tool for me is the table saw. It is, I don't care what kind, portable. I still use my portable. I have a bigger saw behind me. You can do so many things with a table saw. You can almost get by with just that. A table saw and a circular saw, you can get almost any project made, right? So I would say when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, right? When I started getting into this, I went to a vocational school, so I started pretty early. When I got that table saw, it unlocked a million. It was unlimited after that. I could make so many more things. So table saw is it for me.
See, and I agree with that. I need to upgrade my table saw. I'm using my table saw as a right now, but my oh my goodness, Vincent, thank you so much, my friend.
Dang,
Wow,
Vincent.
thank you. The table saw is, and you're right, so versatile. You can cut angles into your wood. You can do dados in if you're able to put a dado sack into your table saw, which I cannot. I have a 30-year-old Craftsman table saw, but it still works like a champ. I do not want to get rid of it. It's true, it's straight, and it's good. It's not built like table saws today. So you're right. I would go with you on saying the table saw because it's so versatile. Now, I do love my miter box. I love my miter saw, 100%. But table saw for me would be one of the answers. And yes, Daniel, thank you for being a member for 6 months. I appreciate you, sir.
Yeah, and you know what though? Some things, like you said, like as I started to do more fine woodworking, I use a table saw more, right? But there's still those situations where I like you said, you got to pull out the miter saw. There's just doing it on a table saw is too difficult. So I think maybe circular saw, table saw, miter saw. If you get those in that order, you'd be in pretty good shape.
Okay. No, that's good. That's good.
Absolutely.
So is the tool that you regret buying?
Oh, man, I have probably a biscuit joiner, to be honest. I don't use it as much as I thought. And I don't think I've touched that thing in about 10 years. So I think that was the thing that I thought was going to be like game changing for me, like with glue ups and stuff. And I can't even tell you the last time I even looked at it.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for that, sir. Thank you. You guys are awesome
Dang,
tonight. I truly do appreciate it.
He is on fire.
Wow, that's awesome. Look at that. I actually got the chat open now. Man, that's great.
All right. I'm gonna do one more question and then see if Rusty's got a couple more. I think I know the answer to this, and you may have answered it, but do you prefer fixing old tools or buying new?
Oh, this is such a difficult question. It depends on the phase I'm in. So I do actually love fixing old tools just for the sake of fixing them. It's cool. And again, like you were saying, you kind of alluded to that, your older table saw, right? They just don't make them like they used to in some ways, right? They're just solid, they're heavy. But if I had the money, I would buy a new high quality tool every single time. And the reason being is that, at least in my area, a lot of the older machinery that's out for sale is really well used. It's tough to get it back in a good tolerance. It's tough to make it true and straight. And that's one of the reasons, again, I had, an old table saw, a bunch of old stuff. And I got rid of it because I just couldn't make it true and straight. And again, that may have been because those particular units had that issue, but across the board, if I had the money, I'd be buying the best quality stuff I could buy that's new.
Yeah, so I'm going to grab this real quick. I'm not walking away, but I was kind of actually proud of it. And I'm not trying to kill the chat, but my aunt died a few years ago. We're good. No, don't have to say sorry. It's not that kind of conversation. But in the process, I got a lot of my uncle's old tools. And this saw was a rusted, beat up, nasty looking thing that the handle was broke on it, and it was trash. But I went through, I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it, repaired the handle and got rid of all the rust. Basically now a new shiny, beautiful saw. It hangs out with me in the garage, and it is actually a usable saw now. So in some cases, yes, I do like to repair old stuff like this. But I would like to also upgrade my shop at the same time.
Oh, that's a beautiful thought there. And I think the satisfaction you get, especially if it's in the family. I have a couple tools. So the house I live in was actually my wife's grandfather's house. So he had a ton of cool tools down there. And you'll see some of my videos have been digging it out in the basement. I still haven't even gone through all of it. But there's something about restoring a tool, not only that's old, but that has been part of your family history or someone that you know. Just thinking about, the fact that how they used it, how did they incorporate it in their projects? And then you get to bring it back to life. That's super cool. Now, I would 100% have had, if I had more room, I would like to make a little museum of all the old cool tools. That would be a goal one day if I ever have a big enough house, right?
Yeah.
But that's
One of the
on it. It's so cool. Just like, you pick up an 80-year-old tool and you're like, man, how many hands, right? Like, what did they make? I just think it's fascinating to me. Again, I'm a tool nerd, so I guess that's why I think it's cool. But
yeah,
cool.
and one of the cool builds that I got to do, it wasn't actually a build. It was before I started YouTube, and I really wish I would have had a YouTube at that point. Once again, back when my aunt passed away, she had a piano bench that was hers when she was a child. She passed away at 87 years old. So talking to my cousin, we figured out that the piano bench was roughly close to 100 years old.
Oh, wow.
And she gave it to me. She said, look, if you can fix this, I want it back. If you can't and you destroy it, no big deal. So I brought that piano bench home, tore it apart, took it down to just pieces. I was able to repair the joinery. I was able to repair it, get it back to being a sturdy. I had to put a new bottom in because the bottom, how piano benches, the seats raise up, and then you can put your music books and stuff. I had to make a new bottom. And that piano bench is now going to be well over 100 years old and is sitting in her house now as a remembrance of her mother played piano on that bench. She played piano on that bench. And that was one of the coolest things I've ever been a part of. So, yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, like you said, too, just the memories. There can be a lot of things attached to a piece of furniture, right? That was a perfect example. And I think it's not something that I know, like not somebody that I know, or, if it came from some random source, right? I still try to think of that and try to respect that, right? Because I know if it's that old, there was definitely a craftsman that made it, that put a lot of time and skill with hand tools and just really try to make that piece beautiful, right? And then, Of course, the person that bought it thought it was great at the time. So, like, I just think the history is cool. I'm a big history nerd as well. So I just love that. It's just kind of a cool thing,
Yeah, and I'm going to give a shout out to my cousin real quick, because after I repaired the frame, the seat, the bottom and the top, she actually went through and we bought seating material. She reupholstered it. So now it is truly almost brand new piano bench. So that was cool.
That's awesome. And it can become, if it can continue to be a functional piece of furniture, that's cool too, right? And that's the best case. That's awesome.
Oh, I sat on that thing and I bounced on it. And if I can sit on something and bounce on it, it is functional.
I've gained a little weight over the past few years, so I usually do the sit test, and if it holds me, it's going to hold anybody in my family.
Yeah, well, I'm about 2 times your size, so if I can sit on it, it will definitely hold. Rusty, do you have something?
So what is the story behind your greatest treasure? Everybody's got like a most favorite thing, or or I guess most people do. I don't know. But so if you have the greatest something that is really prized to you, what is it, and what is the story behind it?
Absolutely. I would say, and I'm going to relate this to woodworking too, because you know, it's probably one of the few things I actually have from when I was a kid, right? I don't have too many things left. So not for bad reasons or anything. I just don't, right? So I made, when I think I was 15, I was in wood shop, right? And of course I was the nerd in wood shop. So the teachers kind of took a liking to that. And one of my teachers one day said, hey, go up into the wood rack, grab whatever wood you want. Typically we could only work with pine because, you know, it's cheap. And of course I snuck, I grabbed a bunch of boards of cherry real quick. I was like, okay, grab as much as I can, right? I'm 15 years old. I can't afford this. And I actually made a machinist toolbox out of it. So it had 5 or 6 drawers. It's buried back there right now. I can't quite walk over there, but just imagine one of the Greshner, like, you know, typical machinist toolbox. I went home with it. I planed all the lumber at school, brought it home on the bus, which was fun. Everybody was looking at me like I was some kind of a weirdo. And what I did is I spent days at my workshop. And again, I was one of those kids that instead of playing, I was out in my workshop. I had a little tiny, I don't even know what it was. It was a little under the porch type thing that was covered. And I had a little table saw. I had a little bunch of little cheap tools that I kind of, you know, accumulated. And I made this machinist toolbox. And to this day, it's still my favorite piece. Again, one of the very few things I actually have left from when I was a kid, and I still have it and I still use it every day. So
Nice.
that is going to be one of my favorite things that I have.
So just so everybody knows, Steven's channel is pinned at the top of the comments, or it should be. If you haven't and you're interested, go to his channel and subscribe and, you know, do all that good stuff. Show him some love.
Appreciate it.
Yep,
but yeah,
not a problem.
And I actually made a second one, but it got wet and I had to throw it out. So at least I have the first one. It was like my first real woodworking project. So I felt like that was a woodworker at that point, right? That was like my first, wow, I did something cool, you know?
Yeah. What would you say is your go-to music?
It varies for me. You know, sometimes I go to the 80s rock. That's one of my things I like a lot. And then I also am into like the 2000s alternative rock, you know, like punk rock.
Yes.
So
yeah.
A mixture of the two, some 70s stuff, you know. But I would say, you know, anywhere in that realm, I'll listen to it. I'm kind of a purely rock guy, I would say.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. However, lately, I have been getting into a lot of, I don't know if you've seen any of the AI stuff where people they're taking, you know, modern songs and doing them differently, like Nirvana, and then they're making them sound like blues, or it's freaking fantastic. It really is. So like I didn't realize I liked blues as much as I did, or R&B. It's pretty good, but yeah, so that's my thing. I've been playing around with AI music a lot myself.
It's getting really good now, and it's
yeah.
I almost wonder, I'm not going to get into it, but I almost wonder the implications of that, you know, as we go through the years, because man, sometimes I can't even tell. It's very close. Like an AI generated, some of the songs that they just generate straight from AI. I'm like, man, that sounds really, right. It's cool. It's really
cool. Yeah.
But I just wonder how that's gonna work out, you know. So
Rhinestone Suzanne says that she wants to see more woodworking hand modeling from Steven.
Oh gosh. My live dad jokes, I guess. It was funny because I'm new to lives, right? I've only done 2, but apparently YouTube will pick out a highlight, right? And that was one of the highlights. Stupid.
Yeah.
Again, that's all I'm doing in my brain all day. That's normal me. I'm not putting on anything for the camera. Ask my wife. I mean, she's probably ready to use one of these mallets on me most of the time.
Yeah.
I do that constantly, right? I'm constantly making.
I think most of our wives want to take a mallet to us. That's why I haven't made one yet. So
no, my wife does not want to take a mallet to me. I'm a trophy husband. I mean,
no, she takes a yardstick to you, which is just as good.
We don't have to talk about that right now.
Have you ever seen Rusty get hit with the yardstick, Steven?
Oh shit! It's fixing to happen.
I feel like I have to now, though.
No.
Hold on.
She's standing no.
There it
Oh,
is.
no. The yardstick.
That's a thick yardstick.
Oh, God almighty.
Hey guys, don't any ideas. Come on. No, I'm just kidding. My wife's great.
Yeah.
Spreading my wifely duties.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
That looked like a 2x4 yardstick.
Right. Rhinestone, I don't think you need to be laughing at that. No.
So if anybody in chat would like to ask a question for Steven, go ahead and tag me in it or tag Rusty so we can get it because the chat's been flying. I am going to go ahead and ask a question real quick, Rusty, if you don't mind. What is the best lesson DIY has taught you outside of the workshop?
It has taught me, because DIY is so demanding, right? When it comes to trying to figure out problems, it engages that creative part of the brain, right? Which might be the only part of my brain left, unfortunately. But I think it just forces you outside of the workshop to apply those same skills to other things. You know, my profession, like when I'm not in here and at home, I'm a scientist, a QC scientist, which is the opposite of creativity, right? You would think, you know, quality control, you're sitting there, everything's got to be perfect. You know, that's the whole point of the job, right? But I find that because this mindset of, you know, DIY, you're being creative, I can apply that to my job in QC in different ways that, you know, other people that don't have this, you know, ability to think through problems the way we do. It's a different perspective, right? You know, I bring in a completely different perspective a lot of the times to a problem that you would think couldn't be solved that way, right? So I would say, you know, I just apply it to my everyday life, my job, my, you know, working through other problems as well in life. So I just think it's a good mindset to have, to not only the creativity, but you sit there until you figure it out. You figure it out, perseverance, you know, you just do it, right? I think that's probably the biggest thing I've taken away from this. And, you know, kind of oh my God, a good example of this was probably when I met my wife, you know, God, almost, I think 12, 13 years ago now. She had this old beat up Hyundai Elantra. It was a 2000, you know, back when they didn't make Hyundais as well as they do now. And I thought, you know, with zero skills, I'll change your timing belt. That's easy. And I sat outside for 3 days and freezing cold, trying to figure out how to put that thing back together. But you know what it taught me is that crap. I'm an adult now. This is real life. And I either get this fixed or she doesn't have a car. I have to fix my own problems, right? So I think that
you either get it fixed or you have it towed to the shop that's going to charge you an extra $250 to unscrew what you just did.
Exactly. That, you know what? That's exactly the word I want to use. You learn how to unscrew the screw ups you make at all costs.
Yeah, that's funny.
But that was a great question. But yeah, I don't know. I just like to apply it the best way I can. You know, I enjoy this space, and you know, if I can say anything too, I'm looking at the comments now, and I see a lot of people that are in. You know, it's funny, this community I stumbled into. I don't know who the first video I've watched. I don't know who it was, but you know, I noticed that we have this group here of, you know, many of the same people, and it's so cool. You know, when I either go on your live or Wes's live, or now I'm starting my own lives, and I see all these same people. It's just so cool to be part of that community. Feel like you're part of something, right? And yeah, I think it's so cool. Again, when I was a kid, I didn't play sports. I didn't join any clubs. I went home. You know, I either played with the one or two friends that I have, or I woodworked, or I used to cut my lawn obsessively. Like, I did weird stuff as a kid, right? And it's just cool to feel like I'm part of like this community, right? And I really appreciate the work that you guys do to kind of foster that. So really cool, guys.
We completely stumbled into this community. Kind of like you, excuse me. This community has been amazing. And just like I'm sure with you, with Rusty, with myself, they have put their arms around us and welcomed us in. So like you, I am grateful that we found this community because, you know, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
Let me address something Amy Jo was worried about. How you can tag somebody in the comments, Amy Jo, is you put at and start typing their name and it will pop up. Now this is if you're on your computer. It doesn't work on your mobile for whatever reason.
Yeah, if
But,
she's on her phone, you can't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never been able to do it on the phone, but on a computer, if you type app and start typing their name, then their name will pop up and you can click their name and then write whatever you want to do or whatever, and it'll tag them and put them in there. But yeah, whatever.
All right.
Look at that, Rusty. You just taught me something.
We're at an hour. We're at an hour. We got about a half hour left. So if anybody wants to put any questions besides how to tag on your phone,
There you go.
in the comments, we will get to them. But I'm going to ask one more question.
All right.
Are there any projects or video ideas you've been putting off, but you want to try?
Absolutely. So I've been really, really interested in two things. One of them I don't think I can do right now, but one is veneering. I've been really interested in trying to veneer, because it's cheaper. I can make, more beautiful projects with exotic woods that I couldn't afford solid, right? So that's one. I think it's cool. It's a cool thing. And maybe mix in some marquetry. That's one thing that I've seen. I'm a big fan of David J. Marks. I don't know if you guys have seen Woodworks. It was on the DIY channel probably 15, 20 years ago.
Probably.
And he's a world-renowned wood turner, but he does a lot of marquetry and all these cool things. And ever since I was a kid, I was a weirdo. Friday nights, I'd come home, I'd watch David J. Marks Woodworks. That was the first thing I did. And then I'd go and do woodworking. That was kind of like my Friday night routine. And I've always wanted to do marquetry. I just haven't got to it yet. So that might change. This upcoming year, I might get into that. And then the second thing is lathe turning. I don't have a lathe yet, but man, when I watch, some of these videos, Johnny's Lathe Crafts, and I think I said that wrong, but all these the shoops, they do a lot of turning. And man, I just think that it's mind blowing. Just like when I watch you do wood carving, it's just, my brain is like, it's like magic, right? I'm like, how are you doing this? You've probably seen, if you've seen in my videos, I'm a strictly at the moment power tool woodworker, right? Straight lines, things like that. But when I see you wood carve, or I see the shoops carving a bowl, I'm just turning a bowl. It's like magic to me. I feel like the less advanced civilization, and I'm like watching the civilization. I'm like, oh my God, how do you guys do this? So those are some of the things that I want to try to get into probably the next year or so.
So what I will say is, and I'm sure you've seen it, I'm sure you've watched it, but if you want to see some serious wood carving, subscribe to some of the people in the chat. Matt Carves will blow your mind. If I blow your mind, you will think I'm a baby when you watch Matt Carves. Rhinestone Suzanne, Amy Jo, the Electric Whittler. There's so many different carvers out there. Baron the Boss Lady, they chainsaw carve. Amazing pieces. Creation Dust 777. Just awesome. So if you want to look into carving, look into a lot of those channels and see what they're doing. But yeah, Matt Carves is the best top Dremel carver, power carver, however you want to say it, out there. Yeah. All right. So a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rusty.
Yeah. So Ray and Sandy Woodworking, what's your favorite woodworking project?
Hey Ray, I'm glad you guys joined. Ray, I love Ray's channel, by the way. And Ray and Sandy, they do some awesome stuff. I would say, was it my favorite woodworking project? Sorry, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, that's what he said. What's your favorite woodworking project?
My favorite to this date, because it's absolutely ridiculous, is a Swiss Army mallet I made. If you go to my channel, I made a Swiss Army mallet, which is as dumb as it sounds. It's a big mallets that come out the end. And that was, it was so much fun. And I don't know if you guys have seen Jackman, Paul Jackman. I think it's Jackman Works. He makes all these. Check out his channel if not. He's a big YouTuber, but man, he makes these ridiculous projects that are just so cool. And I kind of want to move into that direction a little bit because man, I made this mallet, Swiss Army mallet thing. I had the most fun I ever had making a project. It was just because it was so stupid. It was fun, right? So I would say
Yeah.
that was my favorite project to date, and I hope to make something more ridiculous in the future.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I watched it. It was yeah, it was silly, but you know, hey, yeah, it was good stuff.
I just like those projects because that's why we do it, to have fun, right? And that when I made that project, it was pretty cold in this garage, and I didn't even know 3 or 4 hours went by. You know, I look up and I'm like, oh my God, I got to go inside and like, you know, be a dad for a minute, right? So
yeah,
just one of those projects that kind of just sucks you in and you don't even know what you're doing until you're done. So top favorite so far.
Awesome. So how long have you been married?
Oh man, 2014. So that is, what is that, 12 years now?
Hey, you're supposed to know this right off the top of your head. Your wife's watching. I mean, come on, man. Wow.
2026 now, right? So that'd be 12 years.
Yeah.
I was 22 when I got married. So, well, younger for most of the people that get married these days, I guess. But
right.
2 great kids. You know, I couldn't ask for more on that end. You know, they support me. My wife does all the cleaning, all the stuff, so that way I could be out here right now doing this. So, you know, I wouldn't be Boring Guy DIY without Boring Guy DIY wife. So
there you go. Good answer. Yeah. Good answer.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, Rusty, how many times have you made stuff for family or the wife? Or, you know, I know a lot of the stuff I've done started off with the wife saying, oh, I would like this, or, you know, can you try to make this, or can you do this? So yeah, you're right. You're right. 100%.
Yep.
All right. Rusty, do you have any more questions? Because I'm going to get one more question out.
I'm good. I'm good. This guy's good. All right. We're good.
All right. So my last question, and then if you have any questions for Rusty or I, feel free to ask. But the most important question of the night that I feel like is, where would you like to see Boring Guy DIY go in 1 or 2 years? Where would you like to be with whether a business, the channel, just more life experience? Where do you want to go?
You know, I think where I want to go with this is I want to polish my videos a little bit more. You know, that's the first step. So I want to get a little more polished. I want to still retain the same, you know, average guy energy, right? Because most of the people that do woodworking, we're not all dressed in brand new Carhartts. We're not in this beautiful shop with $100,000 worth of tools. I would love that, but I want to relate to the normal guy or gal out there, right? I don't want to. I don't want to get away from that. I still want to be out here in my $10 Sam's jacket. I want to be just the normal guy, right? But I do want to polish the videos a little bit more, so that way you guys can get more out of them, right? Less filler, more actual content that's, you know, related to whatever I'm talking about. So I would hope in the next year or two to, again, have more polished videos, have a lot more lives. I love the interaction with you know, everybody in this community. And I've only done 2 lives so far, and man, I'm hooked, right? I'm absolutely hooked because I just love the conversation. I love asking, you know, the community, hey, look at this, you know, I'm building this right now. What would make sense here? Like maybe there's something I'm missing, right? So I think a lot more lives, a little more polish is where I'm looking, and we'll just see where it takes me. You know, I'm not in this for, you know, X number of subscribers or, you know, X number of dollars. I'm just here for the fun. So if I can make better, more polished content for you guys while still remaining like the average person, that's my goal.
So I think you may have just hit on this a little bit. Pilato asked, and I don't want to miss this question because Pilato does put a lot of questions in that gets missed. So I want to grab this. What is your biggest challenge with your channel?
The biggest challenge for me is time. You'll probably notice, and one of the reasons I haven't done a lot of lives is because I'm typically woodworking between 5 and 7 a.m. And I don't think a lot of people want to watch a live at that time, right? So I'm usually trying to rush out here before my kids go to school, get a bunch of stuff done, and then go back. So I would like to try to carve out a little bit more time, at a normal time, maybe like 7 to 10 or something, where more people would be able to watch and do some more lives. But yeah, I mean, Pilato, I think it's really just time. I just don't have a lot of it, and I wish I had more, but I do want to try to figure out more creative ways to be relevant at a time that people can actually watch it. So that's kind of.
Yeah. And Pilato says there is an audience at that time. Do you know, and maybe this will help you figure it out. Do you know how to go into your YouTube analytics and see your audience and where it shows you what time generally your audience is on, like between 6 and 8 or 4 and 5? If you go into your YouTube analytics and you click audience and then you scroll down, there's going to be a bar graph there with it. For mine, it's purple. It's either like really, really purple or black. And if you click on that, it will show you times where most of your viewers or subscribers are on and when they're not on. So maybe if you can find that, if not, I'll send you some screenshots. If you can align your lives or your videos going out into those time slots, that may help your views. Also, if you watch, you'll have peak and valleys as to where you get like the most views, then it dies down, and then you'll get views. That's another indication on when people are watching your videos, and that's a good time for you to either go live or post a video. So I don't know, you may know that. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Actually, that's great. I'll definitely take a look because I think I know the tab that you're talking about. I just never actually clicked into it. So no, that's great. And hey, maybe I'll have enough people at those times. It just happens to work out. That's great.
I know it's completely different, but Grumpy goes live at like 6:30 in the morning. Now he does turning and I forgot what it's called, but he like electrocutes the wood and it burns patterns into the wood. That's pretty cool. So Grumpy's normally live around 6:30. So I think there's somebody out there. There's somebody always watching YouTube. There's just better times and less good times. So just figure that out. But anyways,
that's great.
All right, we're good. Do you have any questions for Rusty or myself?
Yeah, I think I definitely have one question is, how did you guys meet and team up? I try to make it as possible, but I haven't seen every single one of them. So I was wondering if there's a backstory there.
There is. There actually is.
I used to be a truck driver, and Rusty used to roam the truck stops.
No. Wow.
No.
Wow. No. Oh Lord.
Right, so
sitting here, I can't. So maybe Deland can remember. I don't actually remember how we met up. I know that's terrible,
Rusty
but
the Lot Lizard.
Yeah. Wow. No. Really? You had to throw that out there, Suzanne? Jeez. Wow.
So the best story I can tell is, and we've mentioned this quite a few times, but it's always worth talking about because I think it's not a Hallmark story, but it's definitely a TLC story. If you just got my hints towards TV shows. So Rusty and I used to have, we used to drink. We used to drink bourbon quite a bit. I used to have a bourbon channel where I would do bourbon reviews. Rusty also did some bourbon reviews, but basically on Friday, Saturday nights, we would hang out on YouTube and get drunk. And we met that way. So Rusty decided that, through that whole year and a half of Whiskey Tube, we call it, we found that we were hanging out and some of the same channels, around the same times. And we just kind of really, in a sense, I think we just attached to each other because I really like Rusty, and I hope he likes me. So
Well, I just always wondered, because again, I didn't hear the backstory. So you guys were a great pair, but I was like, how'd you guys meet? It's just cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
I really couldn't tell you the exact point where we met. I just know that it was on the whiskey tubes, and I don't know. I don't know. We just kind of met there, and started chatting, and we both kind of went through a rough patch, definitely for me. And when we both decided we were gonna semi quit drinking, we was like, well, we got to do something else. Let's, I don't even know how the woodworking thing come up, actually.
I do. So Rusty quit drinking about 1.5 years ago. And when Rusty quit drinking, I told him I would quit drinking with him.
Yes.
So,
yes. That's
right. We went through that together, and yes, as Rusty said, he still, drinks now and then. I do not, and that's fine. But we both needed something constructive. I've always done woodworking. I've done woodworking for 10 to 15 years. I've always wanted to have a woodworking channel. But to replace that hangout with the alcohol and stuff, I kind of went to Rusty. I'm like, hey, let's do a woodworking channel. You start a channel. You want to build some stuff. I'll start a channel. Let's do some lives together, and let's just hang out. And instead of focusing our time on the alcohol, spending the money on the alcohol, and getting drunk every night, hey, let's do something constructive. And that, I think, is where everything has come together. And it's been Rusty and I, on these lives for January will be 1 year. I actually looked up our first live, and it was funny. The first live, I don't know if Rusty remembers this. It was so horrible. We almost needed to be drunk to do the live because we couldn't remember how to do the live.
Yeah.
But hey, guys, look at this community you guys are fostering now. That's awesome. Like I feel like, again, I'm just, from my take, that seems like you guys took something that maybe wasn't the greatest and made it into this. Like, guys, that's awesome. That's great. But yeah, doing some great work. I mean, hey, look at this chat right now. Look at all these people here that want to listen. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. And hopefully when you start getting into your lives more and everything, you'll have the same response in the chat. The community, I cannot say this enough, and taking both of us in 100%. And it's not it's our community as far as we belong.
Oh,
looks like
yeah, he's freezing up. His camera's freaking dying on him.
Oh man.
Yeah, his phone's probably dying
off the streets, Rusty.
What happened, man? You're freezing up on us, man. Your phone's dying.
Oh, looks like we got him back for a second there, but there's always something with technology.
Yeah, it is. It's a shit show. There we go. We see you. Yeah.
So as I was
as
I was saying,
got him off the streets.
Yeah. So Wes says, thanks for getting me off the streets, Rusty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Rusty. Thank you, Rusty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
funny how the universe works sometimes, huh? That just
yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely.
I mean, sometimes it's not as good, but sometimes it works out for the better. And, you got to enjoy those moments, right? Because those are the moments that matter.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And even though I'll be honest, I have never met Rusty in person. Never. We have yet to actually meet face to face. I do believe Rusty would be a good cuddler.
Well, I mean, I look, as long as you don't talk about how handsy I am, it'll be all right. No, I did get to go. I have met at least one person. That's Rhinestone, and she is awesome. Rhinestone Suzanne.
I'll be right back.
Oh, geez, he's got to pee. Jeez.
I gotta pee. I do. It's been over an hour.
The Wes, buddy, all you got to say is come over, and I will come over, my friend. I would love to meet the greatness that is Wes Does It.
You need that crossover, guys. We got to.
Yeah. Wes is he's maybe 30 miles tops from me, and I just found this out actually.
Yeah. It's funny. I feel like
I'm sorry, Old Path. I'm sorry. I got to meet Old Path, and I'm sorry. Whatever.
Well, it looks like you have two people that you have to now it's set in stone. You have to do it now, Rusty.
Oh God, I did. I drove 4 hours to meet Old Path. Whatever. I can't remember everything. Jeez. Shut up, Bear. That guy. Look, I want to go up and meet the Shoops. So the Shoops they're awesome, and they're not really all that far from me. So maybe we can set something up. That would be awesome.
They crack me up on their lives. They're just too funny,
They are freaking hilarious.
They make some good stuff though, man. Like those turnings. Like I was watching this video not too long ago where the bull popped off and whacked him. I'm like, oh man.
Yes. Yes.
You hear about that stuff happening all the time, but the fact that he caught it on camera was insane.
Right.
But I watch a lot of their turnings, and that's kind of getting me wanting me to start turning myself. Really cool.
Oh, definitely. So yeah, I got a lathe that I bought from another YouTuber, DIY Joe, and I can't wait to get it set up. I just don't have a spot right now. I'm currently going through setting up a new wood shop and doing all that, but I'm so terrible at making stuff. I can't even explain it,
Your video about that with that shot. It looks like you have a good space there. Looks like you have a
I'm freaking excited. I'm excited. I'm loving it. Yeah.
So I would like to point something out.
Oh boy.
While I was taking care of business outside, I was still listening. And it amazes me at all the people that Rusty has got to meet. And yet I have not received one invitation to meet anybody. I asked Bear and the boss lady if I could meet them. And the next thing I know, he's sending me a P.O. box instead of his address.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, I mean, you are kind of shady, so I would definitely send a P.O. box as well. Yeah,
you guys can meet at the post office first, and then you guys can work your way.
Right there, you go. There you go.
See, I would prefer to meet at Walmart. We'll just meet at Walmart and then go from there. We're gonna set up a tent at Walmart and do a meetup there. Have everybody come out and run power from Walmart, and then just carve and build stuff.
I fully support that. I think that's maybe you can do a video on safe meetups for YouTubers. That would be a safety video.
There you go. Oh, so Bear says we can meet up in the Walmart fishing aisle. That'll be good. And okay, Kevin did mention that he would come help me insulate my garage, but he's in Toronto, so that's like a long ways away.
Well, hey,
Toronto.
Maybe after he's done with you, he can come to my garage. I'm sitting here trying to, like, not shake myself to death.
Well, Bear and the Boss Lady, I think you'd find Rusty in the Walmart women's lingerie department. Hey, okay. All right. Yeah, that's probably true. Okay.
So
Whatever.
one time on Whiskey Tube, I'm going to tell you guys the story. Rusty doesn't remember it.
Oh, shit.
Rusty got just a little bit. He had maybe 6 or 7 too many drinks, and his shirt came off.
Yeah.
And what was underneath that shirt set me back to 1987. I've never seen such a hairy woman in my life.
What?
And the bra that he had on was just
Wow. Deland, why are you saying this now? Jeez.
And this is immortalized forever now. This is going to be in the YouTube service for the rest of our lives.
Oh, it is. It is. And if you search Professor Rusty's shirt off, it will bring up pictures that you'll never want to see again.
Oh no. Oh God.
Wait, so guys, I have something I can threaten my kids with now? Awesome.
Yeah, yes. Bow chicka bow wow. Yeah, whatever, Runic. Jeez.
That
Man, he said he'll come see you. Vincent said he'll come see you from Pittsburgh.
Awesome. Maybe in the summertime we can meet a halfway point. We're gonna get something set up. I want to do a meetup at some point in time. Hopefully next year, next spring, next summer, and do something.
No, we need to put together a get together somewhere. I'm thinking Kentucky because that's kind of like, I'm thinking Runic's house is where we need to do it. It's kind of like the center point. I think everybody would.
That seems real. I think a lot of us are from like the East Coast, roughly, right? East Midwest.
Yeah.
Bear says 2027 at the Bear and the Boss Lady compound.
Ooh.
Gandy Rhodes.
Oh, Gandy. That's right. Gandy. I got to meet Gandy.
Gandy says, I got to meet Rusty. Thank God he kept his shirt on. Happy New Year.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, raised from Kentucky. I need to hear that story.
Yeah, right. You got to be doing something really bad to be banned from Kentucky. Holy crap.
That's too funny. Wow, man. This chat is cooking tonight. I can't even keep up.
It is. And I hate to end it. We got about 5 minutes left.
Yep.
And,
5 minutes.
So first off, I want to say thank you very much for coming on, and thank you for being so open with your answers and your conversation.
In short notice, most people don't know. It was the shortest notice ever. So thank you for doing that for sure.
Well, shortest notice ever would have been at like 6:30. I at least gave them 24 hours notice.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
well, guys, thank you so much for having me on. Again, I was telling you guys backstage, I got the email, I ran to my wife and I was like, whoa, somebody wants to listen to me? There's no way somebody wants to talk to me. That's crazy, right? So I appreciate it. I love the work that you guys do. Everybody associated with this chat, I think I'm subscribed to most of them. I love all their work, and I just appreciate you guys taking this hour and a half to stare at my face and listen to this squeaky voice, guys. It really, really means a lot.
It makes me happy that you're happy. That's what I'm. Yeah, absolutely.
And again, thanks for following the community. Just it's so awesome, guys. Really. I know I keep saying it, and I'm not trying to. I don't know what's that term. Blow something up your skirt. Something blow. I don't know the term. You know what I'm trying to say.
whoa! We're blowing stuff up with something.
I just enjoy it a lot. So.
Shoops. So folks, Shoops is live in 35 minutes. So.
And real quick, I want to get this out there because I need to get really better at this. if you have not subscribed to Rusty's channel, please go subscribe to Rusty's channel. I'm going to drop the link real quick. I'm pretty positive most people in chat are subscribed, but if you haven't,
yeah, I know you don't get a lot, but when you do, look, it's quality. It's quality entertainment. God dang it!
Quality over quality. Right? That's the way to do it.
There you go.
So Rusty's channel is in the chat. Steven's channel is pinned at the top. If you haven't subscribed to either of those channels, please go do it. And I'm going to say thank you for being here. Rusty, you got anything else you want to say?
I'm good. I think we've covered everything, and I sure do appreciate Stephen jumping on with us. It was freaking awesome.
Yep.
Thank you. And let's remember, guys, Mallet Wars 2026. It's on. Keep
there it is. Mallet Challenge.
Wars.
I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. It's going to be really fun. But yeah, have a great night, everybody. Have a happy new year. And man, this was awesome. I hope
and Stephen, don't leave yet, because once we end the live, we'll be backstage for a couple minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
Absolutely.
So yes, thank you guys. Mallet Wars. Even Wes is into it. Peter's Vikings getting into it. Everyone's getting into it. And awesome. Let's see them. Let's get them done. And have a great new year. 2026 is going to be awesome for everybody. And I look forward to it. So thank you very much. Have a good night. And we will see you next Thursday. Next Thursday, we have Grumpy coming on. The week after that, we have Tim List coming on. And the week after that, we've got Amy Jo coming back on. So we've got a full January plan.
Amy Jo is coming back? No way.
Yes. Awesome. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Love you guys. Happy New Year.